Dun-dun-dun-dun. We have arrived. It's a Monday, so you guys know how Mondays are, and we're doing our bestest. But here we are, about to smash this out, have some fun, do all the really cool stuff, and give you guys a great ending that we have no idea what's going to happen.
Yep.
Is there ever truly an end?
No, just a temporary pause.
Yeah.
So, last time on Pathfinder, our intrepid adventurers were touring their island, going about and seeing all of the different fortifications, etc. When they started coming across some oversized critters and ended up getting into a fight in a field full of portals that had opened up. Once defeating most of the animals and monsters that were coming out, they found themselves facing off with a shadow elf, whom they actually managed to defeat without killing, and we left off, they had him trapped and helpless.
Yeah.
He was definitely summoning creatures through the portals. One of the stranger ones was a really, really big beetle.
Mm-hmm.
But they've found that the portals were odd in that they're larger on one side than the other, causing enlarging and shrinking effects. I'm about to sneeze.
Achoo.
It'll be a lot louder than that. One more.
Welcome to the dog days of summer. I did get some super cool headphones though recently. They are Squishmallow headphones.
What the fuck?
Ooh, Dominic Squishmallow headphones.
What?
So cute.
Do they actually have decent sound?
They do. I haven't actually checked to see like how good the sound is yet. Find out.
Well, yeah. How's the sound seem for you?
A little light.
Okay.
Like it's a little quiet, but
That's fair. Is it turned all the way up too?
no. Now it is.
La 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 la.
Definitely a little muffled, but not terrible.
I feel like it would be a little muffled through all that fluff.
Yup, because it is quite fluffy.
Fluffy.
You sacrifice a sound for fluff.
Exactly. That's okay. That's reasonable. That and they're made for a child's head. So they're a little small.
Yeah.
They look like they'd be great earmuffs. They protect you from the wind.
I've seen Squishmallow earmuffs too. I have to track one of those down. But I got a Yeti finally the other day and an axolotl. So,
Woohoo!
making progress on my squish collection and s'mores.
You got the s'mores one?
Yeah, it was at Claire's. They had like a 20% off sale
When?
online, so I ordered it. Oh, we can go.
It's online?
Yeah. On Claire's.com.
Did you buy it from the website or at the store?
Yeah. I bought it from the website, pick up in the store.
Okay, thank you. Never mind, continue.
Better, I would think Tatiana/Molly was really, really, really excited about the s'mores
We'll
one.
see you in a minute.
Oh, no, I was literally just sent Brielle a video, and I was like, oh my fucking god, the s'mores one. Like, I have never seen one until that video, and I fucking need it.
It's so cute.
Good. I love how you just like stopped in your chair and you're like,
Fucking what?
really?
It's
And
the-
your eyes just got huge.
It's the only one I need.
Pop
Like,
out
I
of your head.
need it.
It's only like the 8-inch, but still great.
All right.
There was also a pumpkin like spice latte last fall. Didn't manage to get my hands on that one. Was remiss. Maybe next fall.
So, our intrepid adventurers, you have trapped this shadow elf. He is at your mercy, and what are you going to do with him?
Cut his fucking head off.
Styles maybe.
Interrogate him.
Fuck him.
Specific one.
Alright, fucking Vivian.
Okay, so we've got a sexually molest, decapitate, and torture. Now you have to come up with what order of operations.
I say we kill him first, then interrogate him, then fuck him.
These none of us have speak to the dead potions, right?
There he
We
is.
got this. We got this. But I figure maybe Molly, after she's done finding the s'more squish, can interrogate.
Why don't you have it at my local store?
Boo.
Why? I paid for the shipping. I don't care.
I want it. Well, Squishmallow's website's gotten a lot more comprehensive.
All right, we'll come back to this. I found it, so we'll come back. Cause
Save that shit. Come back around.
yeah. Fuck! Why? I don't want to pay $8 for fucking shipping. It's gonna be a $30 fucking stuffed animal. Whatever. I'll make somebody else buy it for me. Anyway, so about that.
Yes, let's interrogate this dark elf. See what nonsense he's spewing onto our island.
Yeah.
So he's not quite your regular dark elf, you know, not the white hair. These ones are a deep gray skin and dark black hair. Almost all of his features are just permeated with darker colors. What you guys learned from the previous knowledge rolls was that he is a shadow elf. They are a sect of elves that during the splintering were pulled into the realm of shadow, so into another plane.
Okay.
Instead of underground, these elves are deeply connected to shadow magic.
Sure.
But is he hot though?
Wow, you are so channeling Winter.
Seriously, because that was exactly what she would say.
Alright, Vivian.
Like literally exactly what she. Buddy, is he hot though? How
Okay,
hot
so
is he?
we're going to use the brand new D100.
Ooh,
This
fancy.
thing is heavy as fuck.
It looks like it.
So it's brass. I don't know if it's solid, but it feels like it. And, you know, it's got, you know, one spot for everything. Let's see if I can roll it here across the desk.
What does more know?
Holy shit, the very first time I roll it and I get a pure 100.
What?
So he's very hot.
He is hot. He has got,
Right.
The literal hottest.
yes, he is like the sex god of the elves.
Fuck.
He's got those
So I'm hearing
hands
the
that look
flooding
like,
my basement right now.
what was that?
I said, so I hear that I'm flooding my basement right now.
Yes. As he's laying there on the ground in a hold person spell, because he tipped over and so his muscles are just kind of frozen, he has got a chiseled, muscular set of arms and but a nice wide set of shoulders. You've never seen this kind of wide shoulders on an elf before.
I like a strong man.
Oh, dear God.
His, like I said, big hands that you tell could just be incredible at running across your skin. Just that right level of prettiness to ruggedness that just sets your nethers aflutter.
Blowing the blaze.
You know what's really great is that we picked up an onyx stone that had to do with shadow energy, and guess who has it?
Yay!
Estrella.
Ah!
No way.
Yep. Yep.
Uh-huh.
Right.
So there's some kind of binding that's happening between Estrella and this man. She is drawn to him like a magnet to a sword.
Nice.
and the only part of him that's capable of moving right now is his eyes, and they are staring deeply into Estrella's.
What's she gonna do?
Flood my basement and stare at him.
Oh my god.
Be flustered and wet. Thanks for asking.
Alright, well, I'm gonna look around and be like, I don't know what the fuck's going on here, but I would really appreciate where my dice went. If you could explain to me what the hell you are doing in our area. And I'm not gonna be very intimidating because I got a nat 1.
Oh no. Everyone's flustered.
He doesn't even look over at you. You could see that there's like a little twitch to his face, just enough to know that, you know, he heard you. But he's so enamored with this blonde vision in front of him that he just really does not know how to respond to you, aside from the fact that he's also under the hold person spell and therefore can't move anything besides his eyes, including his mouth.
Okay. So
he goes over him and goes, "Hello!" Because Steffi's sexually attracted to cats, and that's as far as we've gotten. So, like...
So you're sexually attracted to cats, you say?
Yeah. Cat girls specifically. But,
and cute cat boys, don't forget
and cute
that.
cat boys. Unconfirmed, but
it was just a set
there's
of...
2 girl twins.
And and you brought out some in your little in your adventure in the brothel. You somehow brought in a boy, didn't you?
Oh yeah, it was the angel twins or something. No, that was the cats in the brothel.
They just hung out, I think.
Okay.
Yeah,
Anyway.
they've hung out with other people, but like that was the first sexual experience for Sephi.
It was Sephi's sexual awakening.
Exactly. So boys unconfirmed.
So who cast the whole person spell?
I think it was
Probably me.
Yeah.
Okay.
My
Well then,
tangle.
you're going to have to release him from the whole person in order to get him to be able to talk.
We just release his mouth.
There's no way to just like loosen the grip.
You can try, but it's an uncommon use of the spell, so you're going to have to make another, basically, spell check to try and modify it.
We could tie him up.
Hey guys, so we should probably tie him up, because I'm not going to be able to hold the spell much longer, and, like, if we want to have a conversation, like, yeah.
I can cast Tanglefoot, kind of just around, like, his torso down.
Okay.
Well, he's
Okay,
still in hold.
so you're going to try and entangle him,
Yes.
okay?
Well, he's still in hold person, and then we can let hold person go. Do I need to do a spell check for that, or?
Yeah, do a spell check. That'll tell me how strong your spell is compared with his attempt to get out if he tries to.
D20 is somewhere in here. There we go. I couldn't find it for a minute. Woo! I rolled a 2, so. I
Okay.
mean, when you add that to my modifier, it becomes a 24.
Okay.
Or if it's against spell DC at 34. But still.
Alright, so you release the hold person spell, and he is entangled in these vines as you stand around him. The muscles relax from their odd position, and he finds himself laying on the ground, now looks up around at all of you, and his eyes keep flinging. Let's see. Estrella's a human, yes?
Half elf.
Yeah, half elf.
Oh, she's a half elf, even better.
Ah!
Even better.
So, this brightly colored half elf that's standing over him He is infatuated with you.
Okay.
He's staring at you, and there's a bit of confusion in his face. He starts speaking very slowly in Elvish. It's a very old form, so it's like trying to understand someone speaking Shakespearean English.
Hear ye, hear ye.
Do I know Elvish? 'Cause
Wonderful lady.
the only language that it says that I know is Sylvan.
Then no, you would know Elvish.
Okay.
I know Elvish, so I could translate for you.
Molly
Okay.
knows Thwatiana knows Elvish. No, we must not have written down your languages because you should have probably about 4 or 5 languages you speak.
Oh, okay. The only one I think we had written down was like Sylvan, and then I think maybe I spoke like Celestial or something, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
That sounds right.
Well,
But I'm human raised, and I have amnesia, so
so you do understand Elven, although it is kind of hard to understand him because, like I said, he's speaking a very old form.
okay.
From what it looks like, he's probably even. It's probably not even his native version of Elvish. So he's asking you.
So is he just guessing what I speak?
That would be a good assumption that he's guessing your language based on you're point-eared, and so is Tatiana.
So can I just yell at him and be like, "Speak normally. I can't understand you, bitch.
No hablo Elvish.
No hablo English." Oh, I don't know.
Common is not good. Do you worship the evil god of the fiery ball?
Is he talking about my deity?
He's asking about. He did say, "Do you worship?"
Talking about the sun god? Because if he called the sun god the evil ball of fire, we're probably on the same side.
I mean, but isn't that's my deity, isn't it? It's like,
The sun god? Probably not.
well, it's back here somewhere. Let me see if I can find it in the media files. Because I sent a photo.
Sephi would be like, the sun god?
That thing?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pointing at the sun.
Serenade.
She who cursed us into the darkness.
Yeah. It's the dawn flower. Yeah. So yes. Technically yes.
What? Says Sephi.
Why have you brought me here,
Bring
Evil.
you here.
evil temptress?
We
Evil temptress.
no.
You're the trespasser
See,
here,
we
buddy.
didn't bring
Yeah,
you
you-
here,
Why-
okay?
Why are you on our
came
island?
Here.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
don't.
What did I couldn't hear you, Tatiana.
We did not bring you here. How did you get here?
Yeah.
I was pulled through this portal, and I came into this place. The only ones I have seen, other than the monsters, are you.
Okay, so I have a solution. You and the monsters go back through the portal where you came from, right? And figure out how to close the portal.
He's in the back going, leave.
The portal that I came through has already faded. Look at the portals as they grow and shrink. And now if you look closely, you'll notice that the strength of each of the individual portals is waxing and waning.
Find
Do you know where
another
they
one to
go?
hop through real quick. Take the monsters with you.
Just
Okay.
pick one.
I would ask, do you know where they go?
Obviously, different places.
Oh.
Well, the one that was largest during your fight, you basically it went into, you know, it was near an anthill or something, where the giant beetle came from. It would be a fairly good assumption that each one goes someplace else.
So,
Seffi's looking around.
what kind of knowledge you got about this kind of stuff? Because that's what we need to know from you. Obviously, you know something.
Help us. Help you.
I am not some portal mage. I am a summoner of the
A
10th.
summoner.
I am a summoner of the 10th circle.
What the
Wow.
hell is the 10th circle?
Level 10.
Oh.
It's an easy way to for a magic casters and so forth to, you know, say how powerful are you.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, that's fairly adjacent.
Well, okay.
So,
What?
summoned you. Then who summoned you here? How can we summon you home? How do you bring back the monsters you summoned when they are no longer of use to you?
I simply dismiss them and they return to their celestial constructs or from whence they came. But
But then
this,
why can't you just dismiss yourself?
Bye.
I didn't
Dismiss
summon
yourself.
myself.
He wasn't summoned. He just summons things.
So the difference here is summoning pulls a creature from a place to the caster and puts them indebted to them for a short period of time. Here you're dealing with portals that are opening and closing.
I still
And
stand
so-
by that's adjacent, but you know what? If he doesn't know, he doesn't know.
What he can say is that there seems to be some form of dimensional instability in this clearing that's causing all of these things to come and go.
Can I roll detect magic to see if I can figure out what kind of magic might be causing this?
Yes. Go ahead. See, roll for knowledge arcana, knowledge nature would work. Because the nature of the universe kind of thing.
Yeah. I got
what's
a
the-
32.
32.
What does that stone do again? The onyx stone?
The one that's in your pocket?
Yeah.
It spent some time in the shadow realm and therefore is charged with shadow magic.
Oh, okay.
It's
so
not
like-
specific, it's nothing specific, but it does have a tie to the shadow plane.
Okay.
So, dark and hot tells you that there's something that has caused a thinning of the barrier between the worlds right here.
Interesting.
And when the portal opened up in his workshop, it pulled him through. Only moments before you arrived at the clearing. And then the other creatures had already been snarling at each other. He just stayed back and out of the way until you guys started flinging spells.
Then we're definitely on the same side. Just saying. We have the same goals.
Well, 31 for perception to see if I pick up anything else, and I got a 32 on Arcana to see if I can see anything around us or feel any kind of interesting magical feels from one direction or another besides the things, besides the portals themselves.
Well, first thing your perception you notice is they're all of the portals are just in this rather circularish clearing.
Okay.
And was this the original part of the island, or one of the parts that is new, that got dredged up?
This is a new part. So this section here is we got dredged up, was 30 or so miles away from the island. It got pulled up from the bottom of the sea.
I asked Kate if there's anything weird pulled up from the sea about 30 miles from here. Like, is there like a Bermuda Triangle-esque legend, or did we accidentally dredge demon? Like,
Let's see. 26 for sea lore.
The biggest active, Bermuda Triangle was where the temple at the center of the world was. And you guys are about, what did we say, about 3 days sail from that location?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the biggest piece of sea lore around here. Of course, there's always stories about treasures lost at sea, lost civilizations, but there's nothing specific that you can attach to this specific area. So back to Tatiana's perception, it's all in a circle. Well, what's the most notable thing on a circle?
there's no corners?
That it has a specific center.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, that specific center also appears to be right dead center of this clearing.
All right.
Wander over and see what we see, I suppose.
Dodging the portals that are opening and closing around you, they're not fast, so it's not like you're going to get suddenly sucked in. First off, what are you doing with Tall, Dark, and Handsome?
I figure we let Stray take care of. You can watch him. Seems like a good thing. Watch over our captor.
Riel's like, give me a moment of privacy, please.
No! Don't look over while I take care of a captor.
There's a lot of things that a hold spell and black tentacles can do.
That's true.
You know.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
He's also very enchanted with you. His eyes are kind of unfocused while he's looking at you.
Unfocused?
Yes.
Rough magic.
Yeah, give me a perception check.
Okie dokie. Let's find some dice. So get D20. My dice app is messed up. There we go. A 16.
Okay. That's
Total?
That's your total?
All right.
Gotta add the Neds on.
Nah.
We haven't played in so long that I forgot. $35.
Okay. As a magic user, you can tell that he's close enough and looking at you. He's scanning your aura.
Okay.
So he's using a small spell to see, taste, smell the energy around you. You know, it doesn't have you don't really see it, you don't really smell it, you don't really taste it. It's another sense altogether. And he's using a small spell to get an understanding of you. Through this, he can, understand what kind of magical affinities you have. He can understand any spells that you're under. He can see things like your alignment. Depending upon how good of a job he does, he gets a little bit more information about who you are, both as a spirit and magically.
Okay.
So, Tatiana, you go and investigate the center of the clearing.
Mm-hmm.
The only notable thing is there is a mound of dirt. There's a small lump of, it's about 6 feet across, and it stands maybe 1 or 2 feet taller than the rest of the clearing. But it's growing grass just the same as everything else.
If there is a dead body in there, I'm going to be really upset. You guys better help me start digging right meow.
It is circular rather than the long and narrow shape of a grave.
Fair. Maybe it was a very round-ed person?
Maybe they were buried in a box.
It's a beholder! Ah!
Who knows? Let's figure out what the heck is going on here.
Yeah.
Right. Thwack, out of his bag of tools and so forth, pulls out a small shovel and will hand that off to Sephi, and then pulls another tool out of his pack and starts moving dirt to see what there is.
People.
Down about 3 feet, you run into a large stone. And as you clear it off, it turns out to be a circular stone approximately 3 feet across that is sitting like slightly canted. It definitely looks like it's not laying straight. It's kind of looks like it got thrown here in the dirt.
Got dredged out of the ocean, maybe?
Potentially.
Could be.
Detect magic.
Yeah.
It's obviously going to be magical. Can we combine our detect magical powers to see if
What was the number you got?
Oh, me? I got an 11 on the die. My spell
you
attack is a
detected there's
23.
magic, all right.
Yeah, I figured that.
You
But I
know.
was thinking if we all combine, if we can heavily tell all together what kind of magic and everything it is.
First, you're temporarily blinded, Tatiana. It's basically, it was like looking into the sun. There's so much magic there, it temporarily overwhelms your senses.
Woof.
You've had things like this happen before, so you know it's going to fade in a moment or so. But you're seeing spots.
Sophie got a 15 as well.
Okay, where the fuck did this come from?
What kind of magic?
15?
On the die.
Okay. You're partially blinded too. Just doing straight detect magic. It does let you do get a sense that someone had created this stone. As it's cleared off, you see more and more runes and scripts carved into it, and it is very much a symmetrical pattern. This stone it's been carved with. Once your eyes are clearing, it's definitely someone has created some significant rune work carved into this stone.
Can we tell, like, what kind of runes they are? Like, if they're Elven, or Dwarven, or...
They're draconian.
I am all this on you!
So, a lot of high magics are done in draconian.
Except I think Molly speaks Draconian, though.
Yeah.
That effect, yeah. No.
So while you guys were looking at it, Thwack has continued to dig it out. It's sitting in about a 45-degree angle down into this pit that he's dug. Got most of the dirt brushed off of it. Perception check.
Sephi got a 35.
23.
The number of portals around you has decreased.
That's good.
Okay.
In the very center of this stone, there is a gem set into it, almost flush, and it is sparkling and acting mildly erratic.
Like it might blow up? Explode? I don't really want to get hit by a magical rock in the face.
It does give you the sense of magic malfunctioning.
Can we dispel magic?
Given your sense of how powerful this artifact is, that it's beyond your ability to dispel.
Okay. You said it's 3 feet, that's like pretty big.
Yeah.
So, too heavy to pick up and get out of there?
Well,
You can do it.
Yeah, Kate might be.
not if your name is Kate.
Yeah. Get out of there, Kate. You got
Kate, let's
this.
see if we could try to finagle this thing out of here.
Is this athletic?
Yes.
$39.
Oh, you're so strong.
You are able to wrestle the stone up out of the hole and kind of roll it to the side and lay it down flat on the ground next to the hill.
Thud. Like dust settles around it.
While with it laying flat, you can see that the erratic nature of the stone is settling down some. From your knowledge of magical constructs, some things they're put in a specific position, aligned with stars, and if they're moved out of place, they can stop working or work incorrectly. Given this platform stone laying flat now, it does look very much as if it is like you'd expect to see something like this as the center of a magic working. It's like the place in which a central caster would be standing to do something, or this is like the control center of some kind of magical construct.
A long talk with the mages when we get back. What is this shit? How
Well,
did you not
based,
find it?
Who did you?
see, Molly, did you want to try and decipher the draconic that's scrawled into it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
So this will be an Arcana roll.
Oh, I totally picked it up crooked. Okay, there we go. 19 Arcana, 18, and 37.
Okay. There are runes that appear to name places. A couple of them name different planes. and others of them name. You even find a name for a city that you know from history has been long destroyed.
Interesting.
Now that the back glow from the detect magic has faded out of your eyes, you can definitely sense that this is, one, very powerful, and two, it does have a significant touch of planar magic. So this thing is probably the heart of some kind of transportation hub.
Time travel!
Not quite time travel, more the ability to go places. And as evidenced by all the gates that are being opened and closed, which as the sparks and malfunction of the stone fades down, so do the random portals.
Okay.
You're down to only, right now, you've got 2 random portals open. And looking at that, there are runes that are lit up that seem to correspond with those portals.
Okay.
But you also know that this stone is probably only part of a whole. It's probably, it looks like it'd be used to direct the energies, but it isn't the whole mechanism. It's not the whole magical construct.
Alright. So I realized I had this feat called Magic Sense. A literal 6th sense for ambient magic in your vicinity. You can sense the presence of magic auras as though you were always using a 1st level detect magic spell. Which means I guess I can replace my detect magic now. And this detects magic in your field of vision only, but when you seek, you gain the benefits of a 3rd level detect magic spell on things you see, in addition to the normal benefits of seeking. You can turn this on and off with a free action. So, I guess I'd like to do as much seeking as I can to see if I can figure it out.
Give me another perception check.
Okie dokie. Why am I so terrible? 26.
You can sense that underneath this clearing, there is some kind of large magical construct beneath this.
Okay, so we need to
a large magical construct.
get down there and get to it.
So, how do you want to go about the excavation? Is this going to be a long-term project that you bring people in for? Do you want to try and do some kind of magical excavation?
If there is a possibility that we could do it magically with the 3 of us spellcasters and our new shadow friend, shadow work friend, we can bribe him into assisting us. If the 4 of us could make our powers together and do some attempt to shake the thing.
Based on what you've done before, your best bet might be to summon up your friendly local earth elemental.
Do we have one on this island, or did he already left?
He left, but you do have the ability to resummon him because
That's
he
a
gave you his summoning name.
Sephi. Do you want to resummon our guy?
Let's resummon that earth elemental, see if he can help.
What are you going to use to power the summoning spell? Previously, you used a massive magical gem. You're not looking for as much work this time, but what are you going to offer up?
Looking through my list to see what kind of
Friendship.
My eternal gratitude. Let's see what kind of rock type of things I have. If anyone else wants to see what kind of crystals they have, especially in like the group.
We have black pearls, white pearls, 1 rainbow iridescent pearl, and 4 large emeralds, 5 rubies, 2 cracked emeralds that are about fist size, and 6 variety jewels. That's it.
There's the cracked emeralds and like 2 of the rubies, maybe.
Did you get any of the fire emeralds from the dwarves? Or fire rubies, excuse me?
I have a fireball gemstone that's like a spell.
Okay.
One-time use, but that's the only one I have.
Okay. So what ones do you want to use?
I'm getting the 2 cracked emeralds and like 2 of the rubies. Since we're not asking him to do a ton of stuff.
Okay. It'll to ritually summon him. It'll probably take you about an hour to prepare this spell. While you're preparing it, the summoner, who's still all tied up and been flirting with Brielle, or Estrella, excuse me, he looks over what you're doing. You're doing that all wrong.
Somebody's comment is so good all of a sudden.
You can tell he's feeling quite indignant about it. Do you even know what you're doing?
And then very purposefully ignores him.
You, shut up over there. This isn't her first time.
Is this going to get me home any quicker?
I don't know, or give a fuck where your home is. So, I don't know the answer to that currently.
He kind of
I
kicks the
stroke.
rocks and like mumbles, "We should have just decapitated him."
I stroke his body a little bit and I'm like, are you sure you want to go home?
There is something about you. Even if you're surrounded by that golden aura, there are flecks and streaks of blackness and shadow that float through your aura. It's very intriguing. Will you tell me your name?
My name's Estrella. What's yours? Yeah, think.
Ding
You know
dong.
what? I hadn't given him a name previously because I expected you just to kill him outright.
His name should be
cool. I
Dick.
thought you liked it.
Garath.
Wrath. Did we already use that name?
I feel like we did.
Wrath?
Wrath.
Grath. Garath.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Well, that's a neat name.
That's me.
She was like, "That's my favorite name ever."
Wow, it's so unique. I've never met anyone with that name before. Tatiana making fun of Estrella. Disgustingly.
Just pretending she's not paying attention.
So anyway, you guys let her focus and do her job.
Will you let me help with that summoning spell? This is my area of expertise, after all.
I don't know you, nor do I trust you, so I don't know.
They don't need no man. Back up.
Alright, well, I'll at least point out that you misspelled Earth over there. And Steffi would have found this out while she was going and checking all of her runes for her thing, but he is correct that you did misspell. You know, you have the squiggle going the wrong way on one of the runes.
Well, that's up to Steffi if Steffi wants help, because
Steffi unwinds the tanglefoot very slowly. And then goes back, then indignantly goes back to the summoning.
Garath will come over and very slowly, and not trying to run or anything. He's making it very evident. He's perusing all of your sigils that are part of your summoning rune, and he will make minor corrections. And as he does, you feel the magical energy flowing a little more smoothly. So you are in control of it, but he is clearly aiding.
Steffi makes no visual indication that she notices, even if she does. Because she's like, fuck you for insulting my summoning. Fine, if you want to help, that's fine. That'll give you satisfaction knowing you're right.
And he will pull out from his bag what looks like to be a diamond, but has some kind of smoky essence at the center of it. And he offers that to include in the offering.
Do you mind doing a little wavy wave over at Tatiana and make sure it's not evil?
It has a feel similar to the
onyx.
The black onyx, where it does have shadow magic involved, but that shadow magic is not formed in any specific way, and it is not as powerful as the black onyx.
Steffi kind of just nonchalantly waves it into the pile.
Okay.
I eat it as quickly as possible because I don't do shadow stuff. It creeps me out.
Alright, well, with his minor bit of help, it does cut down a bit of the time required to prepare the summoning. And when Cheeky completes the ritual, it goes off and roll for success.
Oh, it's not too bad. 12 on the die. Do I add it to my spell AC here?
Yes.
Hi.
And 34.
Okay. Given that you have this guy's summoning name already and you have an agreement that he'll show, everything is in order, your summoning spell works, and the elemental that you previously summoned pops into existence with a rumble.
Steffi waves excitedly like someone coming
The
off.
shadow elf is so surprised he falls back on his ass. Almost landing on Estrella.
She's probably happy about that.
You summoned an elemental prince?
We're buddies. Guess you wouldn't know what that's like.
Yeah, we're cool.
We're buddies.
He didn't expect the whatever you summoned to be quite so powerful.
Well,
And this is the first time you found out that he's a prince.
yeah, it is. That's why
Trying to play it cool.
Tatiana sat there like, I have no idea what this guy's talking about, but Steffi thinks she's a badass, so I'm fucking backing up Steffi.
Yep, wing womaning basically.
Yup. Yeah, she's badass. Told you she could have handled it.
It's good to be back here. Ooh, is it time to build the volcanoes?
No.
Steffi explains the situation and why we have to get the rock out.
And also, no, never with the volcano.
Maybe out
I've never
there.
gotten to do a volcano yet.
Okay. We'll come back to that. Maybe we'll let you put one on another island, like, so far away that it won't harm this island.
Yeah. We'll just put a random volcano
How
in.
about a geothermal spring?
Yeah! That'd be great.
Okay.
That'd be great.
You can do that, if that's what you want to do.
We can even put it
After.
He's now task focused. And he starts looking around. It's like, oh, that would be really bad to put right here.
Yeah, so we should solve
Really
this problem
bad.
first, and then we can move on to that one. Can you help us with this? Can you help us out?
This is some kind of... I think it's some kind of a planar gateway temple thing? But it's all buried and it's all jumbled up.
see.
Here, let me do this. And he puts his hand just to the ground, and his hands just sink into the ground as if it was nothing but sand.
Sephi looks back at the shadow elf and just goes,
And slowly,
I've read this.
up out of the ground, start coming up pillars, obelisks that ring the clearing. They stand up from the position they were in. One even the stones reattach themselves together. There turns out to be 12 of these obelisks, and then a floor lifts up out of the ground. It's like a cobblestone floor with intricate lines running in between all of the obelisks and the central dais where the stone you found apparently belongs. It lifts up and it becomes this outdoor temple. He even raises up 6 pillars and a roof that was supposed to be over there, which he just, picks up this roof and sets it back on top.
I know, big.
Amazing.
Right. Let's see. At last, he goes over to where Kate set the stone and picks it up and carries it over and puts it on the dais.
You can't
Then
help
he's-
to move it.
But Kate's just underneath, like, yep, I'm helping.
I'm helping.
I'm
Don't bitch. I'm helping.
All right. And as everything becomes aligned again, all of the portals that have been opened fade away.
Heck yeah.
There is definitely a sense that this space was made for opening portals between places.
We've got interdimensional, like, station here on our island. What other island can say they have that?
Right?
We have prostitutes from other dimensions.
Well, I'm not an expert on this, though I have been summoned 6 times now.
Is this the Earth Elemental talking, or?
Yes.
Oh, man. Okay.
The Earth Elemental comments that he's been summoned 6 times now in the last year, and I mean, you guys were still his first, but he's getting a reputation for doing dramatic works.
You are the Picasso of our times.
He does bring up there's a demon lord in Chalix who actually let him build a volcano.
Of course.
Oh.
That's, different terrain.
He wanted the volcano. He wanted to be able to build his lair in the volcano.
Seems like a good match. Good client, employee match there.
Right.
They have lots of evil layer volcano. Elemental provides evil layer volcano.
And I even traded for this demon, and he holds out his hand. There's an orb, and inside you see a Baylor.
Sephi laughs nervously.
So for Tatiana, this demon that he's holding out, trapped in an orb, is one of the higher orders of demons. That's some scary shit he's got that he's holding in that orb there.
Like Sephi laughs nervously.
I'm not sure what I'm going to do with him, but he may make a really good pet.
Oh,
And so he
fair.
just kind of puts it away into some extra dimensional pocket or whatever.
Well then.
Dimensional pocket.
So, what I can tell you is that this stone, this platform, it still needs something, and I'm not sure what. It's not properly connected with the rest of this temple.
Hmm.
Can I vibe it out and see if I can find anything? Perception check, I guess. Is that what
Go the
vibe-
perception check.
Have a vibe it out check, please. Oh God. Use my hero point on that. Actually, I guess I don't. I got that one. I don't vibe for shit.
So you think the stone might be upside down?
Oh. Sephi thinks that is. Sephi doesn't say it, but is very intently staring at the stone, trying to figure out if she's right or not.
Anybody else want to give it a shot?
He looks over to Sephi and is like, what's going on in your head?
Sephi whispers to Kate, I think it's upside down.
Having seen the bottom of it while you were lifting things, there's really only some small channels carved in the bottom side of this stone, and that really doesn't make sense.
Molly, did you get anything? I got a 35.
So Estrella, looking at this, that's a compass mark. And Kate, once this is pointed out to you as a nautical person, it's like, yeah, the stone is misaligned. It needs to be turned so that it's lined up north, south, east, west.
Ew. Teamwork.
In doing so, the stone settles firmly into its place at the top of the 3-step dais, and you can see energy run out from that central position to the obelisks and back again, bringing the temple almost online.
Aha.
Interesting. Have the portals closed now, or are they still open? Did they all reopen?
All of the portals are closed.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah. We at least solved that problem.
So all of the animals and monsters and whatever that were coming through these portals to inhabit your land, well, they're not doing that now.
Great. So, step 1. Let's send this fucking weirdo home. Step 2. Let's figure out how we protect this from everyone else and prevent anyone from coming in here and fucking shit up.
Seppi sits back behind a pillar, still staring at the rock. I think we ought to commercialize it. New common word for Seppi. Commercialize. Commercialize it.
So
Maybe.
now that everything is aligned, the draconian that's written on it makes a little bit more sense. It takes a massive spell casting to open to other dimensions.
Hi, buddy.
To some of the demi-planes are easier to connect to, but also this will connect to various parts across the continent.
Like fast travel point, basically.
Mm-hmm. So, from here, whoever has control of it, has the ability to open portals to their destination. The more energy, the farther away, i.e., the outer planes, would take a massive amount of energy to open that portal. from here to the mainland, not as much. Probably, to open a portal to the mainland would cost putting the energy of, say, a 5th level spell into it.
That's not bad at all.
The central key to the whole thing is this gem that sits in the middle of the platform.
What
You can
happens-
tell that without that stone, the entire thing becomes inert.
Doesn't work anymore.
Correct.
Great, so I'm just gonna take that stone.
You pick the stone up out of the ground, out of it, and it comes away into your hand and sinks into you.
Oh no.
What the fuck?
You can sense this stone it has taken up residence in you, and so it cannot be stolen.
How do I get it back out?
You get, as soon as you ask yourself that question, you get the answer in your head to put your hand back over the receptacle.
Well, that's convenient.
We'll try it later. Oh wait, no, we're gonna put it back so we can send this fucker home first.
So once again, the stone leaves your body and enters into the receptacle.
Wild.
And you feel that once again that thrum of power as the temple is empowered.
Excellent. You to the stone.
So you need to find a way to attune the gateway to his plane.
Yes, we do.
Stephanie just looks at him like, says, any ideas?
Which one is you?
So he inspects this, and I will show you which one opens to the plane of shadow, but it will cost. For doing so, I risk the wrath of the Bright One coming down upon my shadowy kindred.
Well, best be quick then.
Nah, fam. You go home, or we kill you.
Yeah.
Like-
Put the better one.
Estrella's gonna pull anime waifu and jump in front of him and be like, "You'll have to kill me first."
Are we killing my future boyfriend? Is that what's happening?
No, they're thinking about it, or at least threatening it.
If he
Either
doesn't,
go home, or we going to kill you.
if he doesn't go home, we don't want him here.
Leave, bruh.
I will open a portal to my plane if you promise to not look when I inscribe the right sigil here,
Okay.
and I want your summoning name, pointing at Estrella.
Daphne
Do I have?
goes and walks over to the end of the pavilion.
What was that? What did you say, Estrella?
I said, do I have a summoning name? What is that?
A summoning name is a name that you give out that's not, it's only a small piece of your true name that allows somebody to summon you or contact you. It was very much like the calling card, the gnome, not gnome, the
The guy with the hat.
guy with the
Kobold.
hat.
The kobold.
The kobold. The kobold summoning name is kind of like the way to get a hold of them magically.
I drew a tree. A picture of a tree. That's my phone number.
So
That's fair.
Your name is Estrella, so your summoning name should just be Ass.
Ass.
Fine ass. Come to me.
I mean, I'm down.
So you give him your summoning name?
Yeah.
Okay.
Gross.
This does enable him to contact you.
It's like True Blood, and Bill is like, Can I call on you sometime?
You could be subject to various levels of summoning spells. If the person's doing it is powerful enough, they can actually summon you. Otherwise, they can only say they can send you a summons that you can decline.
They can only send a dick picture into your brain.
And then you can choose to accept or deny.
Hey, yeah. A foggy phallus.
But if they
Foggy phallus.
they're strong enough, sucks for you. You're going.
So Grath will go over, and with his back to you, reaches down and draws something in an open space on the control stone.
I'm half-ass peeking. I'm not staring, but I'm definitely half-ass.
Right? I feel like
I'm
we
not
all
fully turning
are.
away. I'm kind of just like peeking out the corner, like this motherfucker better do what he said he was going to do and get up out of here.
On the periffs.
Okay. He places his foot over top of the sigil he just drew, and then turns to Tatiana. Now you just need to activate this construct.
Stone. Gotta get stoned.
It needs you to you feel that it needs you to push some level of magic into it. Probably a 6th or 7th level spell as you're going across dimensional boundaries.
I mean, I can help if that makes any difference.
It loves me and only me. It chose me.
It chose me.
Right now, because Tatiana is the only one who has held and had the stone within them, she is the only one who can do it.
It chose me.
She puts her hand on the stone, realizes nothing's happening, and then just walks back.
Actually, no, if you put your hand on the stone, it goes into you next.
The crystal one, not the big stone.
Guy. I put my hand on the big guy, trying to help.
Oh.
Not the little one.
Okay, no. on the elemental? So no, it
Not the elemental, but like, isn't the stone, like, is a 3-foot stone, and then the stone that's the actual power stone?
Like a crystal.
The crystal is about fist size.
Yeah, so I put my hand on the 3-foot stone, trying to help, and then when it does nothing,
You get a sense that it's waiting for its keeper to activate it.
Yeah, I'm just like, okay, help. I'll walk back here. I tried.
So, Tatiana is going. Are you going to burn a 6th or 7th level spell?
7.
All right.
Get this fucker out of here.
By pushing that magic into the stone, into the crystal at the center, you feel it go out and be amplified throughout the entire temple complex. And then a portal opens up. This one is shimmering with a silver dust and swirling with deep clouds of fog and shadow.
Stephanie just kind of nods. That checks out.
All right. Well, there's the door. See yourself out. Don't let it hit you in the ass on the way. Bye.
Bye.
This is the same scoot off motion.
He starts walking towards it,
tear.
stops, turns around, walks back to Estrella, reaching into his pocket. He pulls out another diamond with the billowing smoke on the inside of it and offers it to you.
What is this thing?
It is a shadow diamond, but this one will allow you to contact me across the plane.
Okay.
So you giving me your number?
You gave him yours.
Okay, enough. Get the fuck out of here, okay? Bye.
Okay, bye. Out.
And he goes and walks and steps through.
Bye.
The portal is still open.
All right. I'm gonna think with my brains and my hands. So I'm gonna be like, whoosh, 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 backwards from what I originally did in an attempt to close said portal.
The opposite.
You commanding the crystal to close the gate causes that to happen.
Extra steps weren't anyway, but that's okay. You
Did
never
it
know.
anyway.
It's the learning process.
Exactly.
So what you have found is here in the northern forest, you have summoned up from the depths of the sea a sunken temple that predates the Osirans, that someone built as a nexus point for travel.
Cool. Everyone else has that on their island. Didn't think so.
It looks like if using this and putting enough energy into it, you can connect to places that you're familiar with and that you wish to travel to.
Like a cow farm. Take the cows to the portal. Boom.
Ah!
Cost of cows goes down by like 80%.
We should do that.
I think more than 80%. It's like you're not, at that point, you're not paying for shipping, you're just paying for the product itself. And cows are expensive to ship.
We just tap them in the portal.
Sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, cows, all the stuff to make mead, we don't wait for it to ship, we just pop it through the portal.
Right
Right.
through the portal.
Right through the portal.
Portal pop.
So right now, because Thatiana is the only one who has handled the stone, she is the only one who can activate it.
I picked that shit back up real quick.
Yeah, I mean,
Moink!
You do get a sense that you can willingly share this with others.
Okay.
You basically have to play just hot potato and pass the stone.
I mean, I'm willing to share with the group, but also like very really potion shit with like the mayor, so that he can hot potato stuff in through the portal.
The mayor wouldn't be able to.
He's
Not
not.
a magic user.
Not a magic user.
It would. Yeah, there's only me, you, and. No, I don't want to share. I'm gonna be a stingy ass bitch. I touched it. I'm not sharing it. I don't. I know what this Estrella bitch is gonna do, and I'm not letting her fucking open up portals to shadow worlds. We're not doing that. She gonna have to find another way to meet up with her boyfriend.
Steffi's just hanging out with Kate and being like, I don't really care. I know where to find Tatiana if I meet the portal. He's always nearby.
Yeah, you just ask. Nicely. Analysis.
Now looking around, there are also, on the lower steps of the dais, there are some similar crystals, but much smaller.
Steffi will pick up one of those, see what happens.
It also sinks into you. And you get the
Do
sense
I notice this?
whatever portals have been activated or enabled by the High Priest, you can now open and close them.
Nice.
And both here and on the other end.
Extra nice.
Basically, you have the key to open the door.
Fuck yeah.
The High Priest has the key to set where the doors go.
Huh. Well, cool beans. That works out.
So,
I point out the rocks to everybody else for them to pick up as well.
everyone going to take one?
Tatiana's just gonna take them all.
It's too late, I have one.
We're over there and try to scramble them up
Thwack definitely picks one up.
before anybody else gets to them.
But
Snags them all.
also, those stones can't be picked up unless the High Priest is present.
Interesting.
Basically, by being present, you unlock those keys to be able to hand them out. So everyone who takes one can open up one of the gates so long as the High Priest has dialed the location.
Put the big one in, set where we want to go. Bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah, I would like to take a stone. Kate takes a stone.
Also, so you can also have multiple portals enabled, you don't have to only have one enabled. So you could have a portal enabled from here to somewhere on the mainland. And then you leave that enabled, but it's kept closed until one of the key holders opens it.
Okay.
Which is good though, because if someone sees something like dangerous and the other one doesn't, they can just shut the door.
But there is a limit. You can only have one portal open per obelisk.
Easy peasy, there's 12 of those bad boys.
So, if you ever get to the point where, you've got your Grand Central Station of travel, and, you want to open to a 13th location, you're going to have to shut off one of those. And if one of your people is on the far side, they go and try and open up the door.
Oopsies.
It don't happen.
Yo. Gotta keep somewhat meticulous records of where everybody is. That's like strands somebody.
You want to play around with destinations?
Sure.
No.
Yeah.
Got a dope island. We don't need to explore other places. It's not like we're adventurers or anything.
Right. Whack comes up. Ooh, 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 ooh. Can we open a gate to the cow farm where I met Lady Tatiana?
Think that'd be fun.
Because that way I can go get the other goblins, and we can get ourselves some cows.
That would expedite the process.
Let's do it!
Yeah.
So the limitation here is it has to be someone here has to know the location. There's got to be someplace someplace you've been.
Well, 3 of us do.
Yeah.
Works perfectly. So as you start enabling it, Thwack, it being his basically hometown, he pushes in the energy for the idea of where it's supposed to open. And this will only only being, halfway across the ocean and partway into the continent. This will only cost a 4th level spell to enable this gate.
From all of us or just me?
Any one of you who are key holders who can cast spells can contribute the energy.
I can do it. Boop. Done.
Alright, so you burn one of your 4th level spells for the day, and a gateway opens up. This one is just a simple swirling silver light. And you sense that it is not drawing anywhere near as much power as the one that went to the other dimension.
Excellent. Let's hit it.
So, Thwack says, I'll be right back with cows and goblins.
Excellent.
Whoa, 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 whoa! You're not going alone!
Heck yeah.
Somebody else has to go with him.
I'm a badass goblin. You remember the pipsqueak I was when we first met?
Yes.
Now I can do this. Shoots fire back and forth between his 2 hands.
Well, it's not because you're a pipsqueak or you're not strong. It's because I want to see the place again. We visit old enemies.
Okay. Good enough idea.
Yeah. Waddles through it back.
So is everybody going to go, or just Thwack and Seppi?
I think everyone can come if they want.
I was gonna
Let's
stay.
all go.
I was gonna stay and make sure nothing weird happens on this side.
Do it.
And
Okay.
and let you guys go, whoever wants to go, and figure out how it works on the other side. Because if we all leave and then we can't get back, I'm gonna be mad.
That'll be a bummer.
Alright, so Thwack and Seppi walk through the portal. The portal doesn't change, it stays wide open. And you have a feeling of when people walk through. the first time when the guy returned to the shadow dimension, you didn't really, it was all new, but now you can sense like, oh, somebody just walked through a portal. You're tied to this temple in some way, so long as you hold the keystone. Or the master keystone, we'll call it that. Short version, Sephi and Thwack make it to the walk out, and it's right where the fence was broken down on where the cows got out the first time.
Sephi just kind of lovingly feels the fence. Very sentimental.
You can tell that, this section of the fence was replaced a few years ago, whereas the others are even older than that. Thwack looks at you and says, should we go talk to the farmer first, or to the goblins?
I'll let you pick.
Alright, let's go to the goblins. They'll help us bring the cows.
Excellent. Maybe not theft this time.
No. Imagine this. I'm just a helpless little goblin. I'm walking up to your farm. It's like, hey, Mr. Farmer, I want to buy your cows. He says, which one do you want to buy? I say, all of them. And I dump out a bag of gold right in front of him and watch him shit himself.
I'm pretty fun.
Fucking black.
Yup. What a mood. What a vibe.
So, Thwack leads you off towards the caves. It's familiar. You know these woods. You were here for a while, and you get to the cave. Should we fuck with them too?
Seppi nods.
Let's go really quiet, because there should be a scout there and one over there. They haven't seen us yet.
You got that stealth skill, so.
So, he goes uber stealth, and Sephi doing stealth in a forest is like,
Nothing.
she's a leaf on the wind.
Yo. I am the forest bitch.
The first two scouts that are keeping an eye out, and you come up behind the third one, and you just tap, tap, tap.
Seppi rolls back.
Pulls his weapon out. Who are you? It's a fairly young goblin. And it's like, I'm Thwack. Thwack rat catcher. Or, excuse me, rat killer. Thwack, he wandered off into the great outside. You're Thwack? You came back? Holy shit. The chief's gonna want to hear about this. So, keeping an eye on you both very closely, he leads you to the cave where you once met the chief and the other goblins.
I kind of have my hand trailing behind me, having, essentially whatever plants are growing there just kind of grow a little more, a little faster. If they flower, they flower. Even if they're not currently flowering. Not a ton of spell energy, but just kind of having stuff bloom as I walk by.
Yeah, you're just pushing basically a cantrip into the ground to help things grow and be healthy and thrive.
Yeah.
So you arrive at the cave. The goblin sticks his head in. Hey, Chief! You gotta see this! And he kind of echoes through the cave system. A little bit later, the chief, the tallest amongst the goblins, you note now that Thwack's grown in the time that you've been out. He's now taller than the chief.
Huh.
He comes out. Thwack, we thought you were dead. You've been gone so long. I I went on an adventure, and I learned this. Fire, 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 fire.
And he claps, like womaning from the background.
My God.
And all the goblins who have poured out of the cave are like, ooh, ah, eh. And I come with an offer from my lady Tatiana. She did promise to come back and teach you fire magic. Well, she got distracted, but she's ready to follow through on that. All you have to do is pack up everything and come with us to her kingdom.
Steffi Wayne's like, she's ready to do that, goes, but then, like, nods along.
Oh, by the way, I am properly now addressed as Lord Thwack Ratkiller
Steffi does a little mini bow at Thwack.
of the Island of Paradise. Recognized by the crown. I'm a goblin noble. I'm a goblin noble. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee.
Oh my God.
Can you back up any of this? Yes, I can. He pulled out of his bag. Here's my writ of nobility.
Dun, dun, dun.
I say that for a special occasion. Here is my gold level Adventurers Guild badge. Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Much oohing and awing amongst the goblins.
I bet.
And he just reaches into his bag of holding. And here's some of the loot that I've gotten. Drops in a bag, a giant ass bag of silver coins.
Well,
Just kinda
Steffi just first starts nodding and then her eyes get wide, like, oh damn. Where'd there go all that?
Well,
you know, Thwack just threw about 300 silver on the ground.
he's just been hoarding it. We pay him for everything.
You
Yeah.
do.
No, you didn't realize it accumulated so much.
Well, you guys spend your stuff. He spends it on some gear, and he picks up also everything you guys miss, pretty much. And, you know, the number of, you know, random shit he's pulled out of his backpack. Like, oh, you need one of those? Here you go.
Been very helpful, but always surprising.
He's like R2-D2. Oh, you need an arc welder? It's like... The chief is looking very torn. You are clearly the most worldly and powerful among this clan. And I feel that I should relinquish my chiefdom to you. Thwack's like, oh hell no!
Yeah, his name is Oho.
I like doing what I do. I will teach some of the youngins how to do some of what I do. I will, you know, help out the clan, but I do not want to be in charge of who's on guard rotation.
Steffi's game.
So Thwack say, So, you stay chief, I'm just Lord Thwack. Got it? Got it? You report to me, you keep your job. Well then, we'll need an hour or two to pack up all of our things.
And to get the cows.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that part. We're gonna go over to the farmer's house and buy every fucking cow he's got. Maybe some chickens and pigs too.
Yeah, Chimkin.
Steffi like, yeah!
Dino Nuggies.
And you guys are going to be in charge of the whole ranch. You get to raise the cows. You can even ride them if you want.
Yeah! Midget wrestling.
And who are we going to have to fight for the land? Nobody, remember? Lord Thwack? Lady Seppi? We got this.
Baby.
Own the land.
Only.
He's strutting like a peacock in front of the rest of his clan.
So funny.
And they're eating it up. He's like their new complete hero.
Oh yeah. Man is the stuff of legends at this point.
Mm-hmm. So, waiting around for an hour, they offer you some strange fermented beverage that might be like beer.
Seppi just sits with her arms in it. Probably look very professional. Well,
It's definitely not the best beer you've ever soaked in.
let's
Thwack goes,
arms are in it.
ah, the taste of home. Tastes like shit.
Oh my god.
Drink some more.
After Thwack's been hanging out with us, yeah, I'm sure it does taste like shit.
Quality booze, okay?
Yeah. In the last 2 years, he has learned a lot about proper drinking. And whoring.
We are experts in those fields.
Yeah.
So, after the hour passes, they've got all of their stuff together, and they've got sacks and so forth. Thwack informs them that they don't really need to bring, try and pack down beds and cots and so forth, because, we'll get that set up when we get there. There's plenty of raw materials, and there's even a dwarven squad of builders who'll, build us a warren, dig us in a warren to do this. And I'm footing the bill for the whole thing. Don't you worry about it.
Seppi giggles again and dips deeper into her bad beer.
So, you traipse off from there and go around the fence, as opposed to through the pasture this time, to the farmer's house. Now, seeing an entire clan of goblins trooping towards his front door, he and his few farmhands are standing out on the front porch with their weapons abristle and ready for, defend their lives.
Seppi, does anyone know what the flower for peace is in, the flower language?
I would assume something with white.
Lilies or something, maybe.
Maybe.
We'll go with
It's not
that.
tulips.
Yeah, essentially casts, an arc of lilies over the group to say, we come in peace.
So,
Which might
pretty much at the main road, the main troop of goblins stops, and Thwack gestures you to come with him to talk to the farmer.
Did neither Kate nor Estrella go with you guys? We just let the two smallest fucking creatures that are not good at communicating go by themselves. Did we really just do that, guys?
It was truly
Yep.
a two baby beans adventure.
Yeah.
And yes, the lily is the peace flower.
Heck yeah. But yeah, make a little arch of lilies over the main road, essentially. The entrance from the main road to the farm.
So, the farmer tells his men to hold their arrows, because at least 3 of them have bows out. And as the 2 of you arrive, he looks specifically at Seppi. We've met before.
Yeah! I'm Seppi, you remember me. Well, now I'm Lady Seppi. Or Lady Seppi. But,
Lady Seppi? Lady Seppi?
Lady Seppi.
Baby.
Oh, you and your friends helped when Roger was wrestling my cattle.
Mm-hmm. It's lovely to be back.
Can we buy your cows?
You and your goblin horde.
I just motioned with Black to have him take the floor in a very dramatic, flourishing fashion.
So, my clan and I, we're moving out of the entire territory. I know you never thought of us as the best of neighbors, but on our way out, we want to buy your cows. You want 1 or 2 cows? No. We want them all. Every one of them.
Sephi squeals in delight and starts giggling.
The weapons come up a little bit more. You know that they're thinking they're going to get robbed here.
Oh no!
So, what's the going rate per head?
Sephi's still giggling uncontrollably in the background.
He looks at it and he's like, going rate for a head of cattle's the gold apiece. Alright. You still got about 30 head? A little more, about 40 now. Okay. So, reaches into his bag. Here's 100 gold.
The little giggles turn into just raucous laughter.
And you say the guy's jaw just opens and starts flapping. Jethro, would you pick that bag up for us? So he walks up. One of the farmhands walks over, picks up the bag. This is fucking heavy. Carries it back. Opens it up. Just stares at it. Like his brain is turned off.
He's never seen so much money in one place.
2 gold is the most he's ever seen, and it wasn't even his.
Oh my god, that poor man.
Fuck. It's gold. Yep. 100 gold coins. How about them cattle?
The chop chop clap in the background. Just your own hype squad.
Oh, I can buy an entire new herd, and then some. Shit. Okay.
Yay!
It's like, well, do you need help? Yeah.
Cheeky.
These guys over here, they're with me. I need you to help us, like, rope them all together and walk them out to the pasture by the new section of fence. And we'll take care of it from there.
Cheeky. Negotiate anything extra you can think of, like plants and other animals.
You walk into the shop that turns you down because you look like a poor person and just drop a wad and be like, treat me like I'm poor and stupid again.
You get they provide all of the feed they've got on hand because they're not going to need it. They load up wagons with hay and everything and make you a deal. They sell it to you. They're already rolling in it, so they don't even try and gouge you too heavily on everything. I mean, here you go. Here's everything. You want the horses too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And this kitty. Sephi finds a barn cat who's like yowling and clawing, but Sephi's made of branches, so doesn't mind. She's just cuddling the yowling barn cat. And a catty.
Kitty.
Okay, also, I'm hiring. Because these yahoos are going to need to learn how to handle those cattle. So, who wants to come with? Our end destination is an island out in the middle of the Great Sea, and we'll pay for your transportation there and back at the end of your contract. And you're going to be head cow wrangler, whatever the hell, until we learn all we need to know about wrangling cows.
And Sephi is still just petting the yelling cat.
Yeah, the cat eventually gets to that resigned state that cats finally do. It's like, all right, I'll put up with this until I can get away.
In the meantime, I'm trying to look like Dr. No.
So, the farmer says, nope, I'm going to be taking my profits here, and I'm headed out.
Okay.
I'm going to go sell this land, let somebody else farm it, and he pays out each of his men. Here you go. Here's an entire year's salary for each of you.
Oh, damn.
Hell with it. Here's 2 years' salary for each of you.
They weren't getting paid shit.
Barely even cuts into his profits.
Oh.
And have a good day. He just, goes inside and you hear him packing.
Bye, bitches. I'm out.
Bye.
The 4 farm hands look at each other, look at the coin in their hands, look at the goblins. Aside from that one time where Roger was rustling cattle, we ain't had no problem with you goblins. I mean, if it got loose outside the fence, you ate it, but it's outside the fence. So, we'll take a chance. You guys did well for us when we were having those problems. So, we'll go with. Hell, might even be able to find Stinky here a wife. Nobody in town can marry that. Stinky. So, you now have 4 professional cow rustlers.
Wrestlers.
Cow hands
Yeah.
who teach the goblins how to become cow hands.
I like wrestlers.
It takes about a full day for them to mobilize everything at the ranch, pack everything, get everything loaded. 'Cause there's a lot of shit.
I come through with my cat first and release it into the pavilion with no fucking explanation and then come back.
Just what?
So,
What the fuck?
Nothing.
so
Howling cat.
Tatiana, you've been hanging out at the pavilion, and Sephi you feel Sephi activate the portal, walk through, wave, release this screeching cat, who promptly runs off into the woods.
And then walks back with no explanation.
I thought you went to get cows. Why not cats? God, are you deaf, Sephi?
Steffi's already gone.
So you're yelling at her but through the portal.
Nope.
So nothing actually goes through
I
the
turn to
portals.
Tatiana and just go, just give them a minute.
So
Release.
about 8 hours later, you feel the portal activate again, and Thwack walks through first. And then behind him, another goblin walks through, pulling a cow on a rope. He's got like 3 cows on a rope, and he's like, "Come on, come on!" And looks around where he is, like, "Okay, where to now?" Thwack basically says, "Okay, go get out of the stone circle here and start heading that way." He points basically southwestward, and you'll find a small trail through the trees. Should be big enough for the wagons. Just keep going that way, and once you hit the grasslands, in about 6 hours, then we'll figure it out from there. So, and from there, you just see a stream of goblins and cows, and a wagon with a human driver on it, who's trying to teach a goblin how to drive a wagon. And then,
What did you guys do?
some more humans who are on horseback helping to direct the cattle.
How much of our budget did you guys spend?
None of our budget, it was off whack.
I have decided I am investing in land, and I am going to be a cattle baron thing. Whatever. Fuck.
Steffi's just behind.
So
Well,
I bought all
Flap-
the cows and brought the goblins, and I even hired these guys.
Well, you know what, Thwack? I think that was a great investment, but I hope you know this is now your responsibility.
I've got somebody to manage it for me.
Okay.
That's the key.
Eventually, the chief walks through. This is Chief Dog Slammer, and he is going to be in charge of all the goblins and the cow pokes, I think they called themselves, are going to be teaching us how to ranch cattle.
All right. Well,
So I'm going to reach out to the dwarves and have them come and build us some, digging out some warrens, and for us to live in, and we're going to start putting up fences for the cows, and whatever the fuck else it is that needs to be done. But I figure now that you can open these portals, that we've got a lot easier access to mainland resources. So, I was thinking about it, and there's always limitations to magic. I wonder how many portals you can open in a given period of time.
approximately 12 if there's 12 obelisk thingies.
Getting the sense from the keystone, you can open 12 portals in a month. So there is a limit to how many times you can open a portal. Beyond that, it drains a lot of power from whoever would try to open it.
You want to get a portal to Osiris so you can go and visit a car?
I'm not in love with him anymore.
Ah, good. Alright. Fuck that guy.
We're over it.
Alright. So you now have a portal hub. It's limited but very powerful.
Fabulous.
I might try to portal to wherever the old woman was for my vision.
Because you don't know where that clearing was, you get a sense that it's going to only get you in the generalish area.
By general area, does it mean like 5 square miles?
Probably more like 30 square miles.
That's a lot of miles.
But that's a whole lot closer than you are now.
That is fair. I could go searching.
And the same thing for Estrella. The location north of Chalex, where your ancestral shrine is, because you've had a vision of that shrine, you have a reasonably good chance of getting, within 100 miles of your location.
Oh, okay, great. Because I thought I was gonna have to make this like big, huge walk across the Pangea.
Nope.
Journey
You're
to the
going
center of the
basically
earth.
Be able to get within a states area.
Oh, okay, cool.
So you should be able to, from there, start looking and find your home location.
Neat.
So Kate and Tatiana, you mentioned you could open a portal to Osiris, or you could open a portal to the capital.
Yeah.
mean, a portal to the capital sounds great, but I would need a location that I know that we could, like, plop the portal down where it's, like, real low-key and people aren't going to notice us because I don't want to be noticed.
I mean, that park that one dude got murdered in, Jeremy got murdered in, has lots of foliage. If you want to go scout some new representation for the island.
So the park in the middle of the red light district.
I'd rather it be like a weird back like fucking Diagon Alley, like in Harry Potter, right? It's got to be some weird like dark alley corner in a place like that, cause people are gonna fucking see. They are up at all hours of the night. Trust no one.
I mean, a whole heart got lost in a bush.
I don't remember, was it a heart or a lung?
I don't remember either.
A gallbladder? I don't know.
A whole piece of organ, a whole very large piece of organ got lost in a bush, so some good cover.
Kate, being very familiar with the capital, you could probably come up with a good place to open your initial portal.
Yeah.
And remember, you don't. It doesn't have to stay there. You just you go scout, find yourself a location. Hell, you can buy yourself a location.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, we just need like a back door in like a small bar.
Yeah,
And,
create a
like,
bar or a
like,
shop or
drink
something.
somewhere by yourself. And
What did you say, Tatiana?
Like a small shop or a bar or something that we can like own as our property, work out of, make money out of, but
Take deliveries, all the things you're buying and transporting to the island.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
That's a great investment.
Where do you want to teleport in initially?
The most low-key place we can remember.
I'm sure Kate has a bar that they're a regular at. Or they were a regular at. Not like they
So there is that one brothel that was underneath the one sailor's bar.
Mm-hmm.
You could probably
exactly what I'm talking about.
probably go in right there.
I'm with it. I'm vibing.
Let's go.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do it.
So knowing this location, you easily open up a portal to it. And once you step through, who's all going?
Oh, I'm going.
I'll come along. Go on an adventure.
I have a question. So, these portals, is this how we're splitting off?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless Steffi's going on a choose her own adventure. Yeah, Steffi might actually go to find her backstory.
Okay.
So it's me and Kate.
You two, have fun.
Me and Kate working on running this island.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, before I go into my portal, I'm just gonna give you guys my summoning shit.
Just a picture of a booty.
Yeah.
Ass.
Summoning symbol
Alright.
ass.
This thick ass is my calling card.
So Brielle's going to head to the Great North and looking for her the land of her people.
Yep.
Okay.
And the Lord of the Dance music plays as Seppi frolics into her portal.
So and Steffi's headed off to her to find where she's from. Okay. Well then, Tatiana and Kate will head into the capital. It's not too difficult for you guys to find a business that's not doing too well that you could dump a whole bunch of money into.
Great.
This is our money laundering scheme. I mean, our business.
So the sudden influx of money, the barkeeper is more than happy to stop trying to run a stables and just lock that up for you guys.
Fabulous.
And with enough money, he's able to pay off back debts and hire some sexier wait staff, and kind of revive his business. even shuts it down for 5 days to do renovations.
Look at him.
Good.
Man, I feel like that's just like the mentality of our little island. Next
Yeah.
to your waitstaff.
I'll be right back. I have to go get my cookies.
Cookies.
After being in town for a little bit, a messenger of the temple of... What's Winter's temple?
We know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Calistria.
From the Calistria. From the temple of Calistria, a messenger comes up, to you, which is kind of surprising because, you know, you haven't, like, really told anybody you're in town. But it's probably, Vivian, you know, gotten some divine message or some other bullshit.
I mean, we're all still bracelet connected.
Yep. So
She's
when
like,
you
I feel y'all doing plain old transitions. I thought I could help.
So when you actually end up meeting with Vivian, she's now second in command of the temple.
What?
Right, she's not first with all the sex she's having.
She's in charge of the pleasure wing of the temple now.
Of course she is.
Ah,
Of course she is.
but
She doesn't really want to be in charge of the, you know, hired assassins for vengeance.
Yeah, not really her jam.
Yeah. I mean, she'll work on it occasionally, but...
She'll do some vengeance.
She does also go off on a tangent about how she did fuck a guy to death.
oh
Yeah.
my god.
She got a contract on him, so what'd she do? She goes to find him, turns out he's cute, so she does him, and does him, and does him.
Until he dies.
Yeah, I think Calistria was probably over the moon with that
But
way of...
There, you can see that little bit of insanity that's always been in Vivian's eyes, and I think he had the most powerful orgasm of his life. His entire body went stiff and his back arched. I was riding him on top, and he just lets out this shriek. At least he didn't fall over dead on top of me. But
that would have sucked.
Gonna murder someone with sex. Always be on top.
Valid.
but the reason I called for it was one, let's see, I would like to send some of a couple of priests of Calistria to your island, and if the Church of Light is still being a bunch of dickheads about the red light district, and there's a madam who was running a small whorehouse who would like to relocate.
Oh.
We would love to have your services.
Well.
She has a very eclectic collection of ladies and gentlemen working for her.
Okay.
So, they're a specialty taste.
I feel like everyone on our island is a specialty taste.
Well, you had a bunch of mostly humans and elves and, you know, the common races in civilization.
Got tabaxi.
Mm-hmm. They're less common, but, you know.
All I'm saying is our island already is just a place of unusual delights. There's a goblin rodeo.
Yeah, I think
Like, the center of town.
I think that the more different we got, the better.
Portals, mines, hot spring is coming soon.
Yeah.
Yes,
We are
the,
getting a
Earth
hot springs.
Elemental, once he finished raising the portal temple, kind of fucked off towards the foothills north of the main town, and saying that he was going to put in the hot springs.
Woo
It
woo.
was on the map we wanted it to, like an island, little itty bitty island off the north coast or something. So.
What was that?
Didn't we want the hot springs to be off the north island?
Oh, you did make a comment about, you know, having another island with a hot springs up there.
Yeah. So if we want
So-
to the north island, hot springs.
So he'll raise an island
that's got about 5 square miles on it. Put hot springs in there, and it's got a nice little bay where you can bring boats into. I think what they called this was a resort. I don't know what they're going to resort to, but
Yes.
Relaxing.
the look on the mayor's face when he's told about the resort island, like, first he's confused, and then you just see dollar signs pop up in his eyes.
Yes.
We could turn this into some kind of high-end retreat for those who have more money than common sense, like most of the nobility.
Exactly. I'm so glad that you know what we're doing here, Darwin.
You, ladies, and lord, are making me rich.
No, honey. You're making us rich.
According to Darla's numbers, in approximately 3 years, you will start seeing a decent return on your investment.
Heck yeah.
And the quicker you're putting money in, I mean, the cattle ranch, we're going to have beef.
Mm-hmm.
We have sheep and pigs and cattle, and they're going to have to expand the farms just so that we can support everything.
It's quite alright.
Mm-hmm.
And how did you get the cattle here?
It's a secret.
We're
I'm not
magic
allowed to be a secret
users.
on- Probably should let
More of that crazy adventurer shit?
Exactly.
probably should let Darwin in on the portals. Everyone else can be in the dark.
Well, we can let him know that they exist. He can't use them, so
Yeah.
as long as there's none, we didn't leave any of those excess stones laying around back there for anybody else to pick up. That's all that matters.
Pretty much nobody can pick them up without your approval.
Yeah, so we're
Let
fine.
him in on the little portals, but nobody else gets to know.
Yeah,
Right.
and he doesn't
So
get
that
his own
means
stone.
By giving him one of those stones, if you have a pre-dialed portal, he can open it to send people through to the mainland, receive goods, etc.
He can have one, but the portals are not going to stay open unless we have sat down and had conversations that a portal needs to be open and what reasons, and I will be present. Or one of us on, like, our city council, whatever we want to call it.
So you can dial a portal, but the door is closed. He can only open the door that you've dialed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're not,
And so-
we're just going to leave them closed
Right.
until he needs them open.
Yeah, and because you inform him that you can only open a door 12 times in a month, that it's like, okay, then I need to, plan out when I'm going to send somebody, and
You need
first time he'll
Make
just
a list.
have a shopping list, and then we'll have to have ready to have he brings the stuff back and have the new shopping list ready for them. So we can optimize the number of times we can open it.
Yes.
Now, I assume you're going to want a certain number of portal days for your own purposes. So can I schedule 6 portal days for the island's needs per month?
I'm sure that's manageable.
Oh, right. How good. Right now, given that the capital is our main trading partner, the situation you made with the bar and so forth will work perfectly for our needs. I'm sure that sooner or later people are going to figure out that there's some kind of portal or something going on, because the manpower we're going to need to move things through the portal. Word's going to get out sooner or later, but if you have complete control over it, then I don't see how anyone's going to be able to use this against you.
Yeah, and, we'll make sure that basically in most places where we have a portal going, we have a special place where our portal arrives, so that way it's in the back of the warehouse and nobody knows any different. It's just our warehouse.
Alright, let's call a quick break, and then we will resume.
Excellent.
Okay.
Ordering food.
What's happening?
I was asking if we wanted to do the side adventures for Estrella and for Sephi this evening.
Like,
I have
like,
to go in like 15 minutes.
Okay, so not for Estrella.
so basically the idea is
So
just
what
Estrella
we
is
will
going on
say
her
is-
adventure.
When you step through the portal that is in the general vicinity of your ancestral home, you do get a sense of familiarity for the terrain. It's clearly much more pine trees, and the weather is much more chilly and brisk here, much to the north.
Okay, Molly, what were you saying? You were trying to say something as Patrick was also speaking.
Oh, I think I was just saying that your intention was for your character to go on the journey, but, not the
full adventure.
The adventure that we were going to share with the world.
Right.
The intention was just, yes, my character is choosing to go on this path.
So we will just do the opening part. So
Okay.
you find the location, and it feels familiar to you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what kind of plants are going to be growing in the area. It will take you a few weeks to fully get your bearings in this mountainous country before you are able to find a mention of where the shrine, your family shrine, is. The shrine to Lord Canunos. You find a small village, and they tell you about the shrine and how 20 years ago it was stormed by some Chilaxans, and they summoned up a devil to reside within the shrine. Now, devils and demons, they're similar but different. While demons are chaotic evil,
Mm-hmm.
devils are lawful evil. They work on rules and bargains and contracts. A demon's contract is, a little bit more loose. It's more of an agreement. Devil's contracts are lengthy with loopholes and clauses,
Okay.
but they are still very powerful magic users and powerful fighters.
We talking about?
Estrella has found information about where the ancestral family shrine is.
Nice.
And that the Chilaxans had invaded, smashed the shrine, and there is a devil in residence there that needs to be evicted.
There you go.
And because Brielle needed to leave in about 15 minutes, this is her story. The people here are hardy and strong, leading to generally with lots of body hair.
Wait, what?
Excellent, excellent.
Think of kind of like the Norse people. You've got Vikingish men, and very sturdy women.
Mhm.
They're young and pretty and so forth till they have kids, and then
They become sturdy.
they become sturdy.
Okay. Sounds.
You've in the weeks that you were up here, you've run into the occasional forest beast. You even had to fight off an ice wolf,
Oh, okay. Nice.
and you were able to handily take care of it because in your wanderings you have become much more powerful than the child you were when when your family's shrine was desecrated.
Aha! I shall wear your pelt as my clothing.
Good God.
Yup, that works. And being an ice wolf, especially the fact that your clothing was, not quite up to the colder weather up here, that pelt definitely helps. And being an ice wolf has magical properties to protect you from cold.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
So,
I need to add that to my roster.
in the future, we shall pick up at some point with the adventures of Estrella in the far north,
Heck yeah.
as she seeks to oust the devil keeping her in her family home.
Dun 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 dun.
And more sexual adventures with the Dark Elf.
Yep,
Hey, all you gotta do is give him a call.
that's true. Or just like Batman, put a beacon of ass up in the sky.
And don't forget, if we really wanna, we can pick out a day to try the adult night that we have discussed.
Mm-hmm.
That could be an option.
That's
Mhm.
the adult adventures of Estrella.
While
Shadow
the rest of us are there also. Participating.
Sephi, this is your turn.
Asian lady.
Yeah.
So you stepping through the portal find yourself in a dense forest.
Fit right in.
It feels cozy and comfortable, and you could definitely be at home here. It will take you 3 or 4 days searching through it using your druidic skills to find the clearing that you saw in your vision. Coming into the clearing, there is the large stone that you were resting against in your vision, and at the far end of the clearing is a log hut.
Bless you.
What do you do?
I'll sneak. And I got a 31 to sneak.
Okay.
Sneak up to the door and peek through the window.
You're about 3 feet from the door when a voice, deep and gravelly, "And who do you think you are sneaking up on my doorstep?"
I just freeze and go, "My name is Jeffy." Auto response. Whatever, something.
lady from your vision opens the door, staring down at you. Aleshi, what do you want here?
I don't know where I come from, and I saw you in a vision, and so now I'm here.
Ah, yes. That was a few weeks ago, was it not?
Mm-hmm.
Come inside, little one. Switching into druidic. She starts speaking to you. Have you been lost in the world this whole time?
Sophie smiles warmly and shakes her head. I made lots of good friends.
Ah. But you don't know where you come from.
That's correct.
Well, join me for some tea, will you? The old lady. While the body is old, the strength, there's still clearly a decent strength in the body. She moves a little slower. You have no idea what's going on over there.
Check the group chat.
Amazing.
Here comes the Kraken.
It's really not that funny. But
It's funnier because we're like, haha, doing it in text. And then we
and
look
I
at each
saw
other.
Molly, like, cracking up as I'm cracking up.
I thought I was being really funny by putting that because I was literally singing it in my mind. Here comes the Kraken, and it's
No, it
just
was
Brielle
funny.
like
It was
walking
funny.
through the house as like a goblin eating cookies out of the kitchen. Like,
I feel like that pegs me to my very soul.
yeah,
It does.
it's usually with pizza, but you know.
Yeah. I mean, really any food, honestly. Like, I'm just a big goblin.
Food goblin.
It's
So-
More shiny dice, shiny math rocks.
So we were trying to be quiet about it, but I don't know. I thought it was hilarious, so I started dying laughing, and then she was laughing, and then she was laughing, and you guys had no idea what was going on, and so it was even... Anyway, Sephi on her journey with the lady.
We're the Kraken laughter.
Here comes the Kraken.
So the old lady pours you a nice bowl of tea and sets it on the table for you.
Effie just kind of dips her hand into it and then like gauges the old lady's reaction.
Basically, it's the bowl of tea was clearly knew that you'd probably be trying to soak in it versus trying to drink in it. Drink
Effie
it.
laughs, gets in the tea and soaks in it.
So, she named you Sephi, did she?
Who's she?
My daughter. As her final test to become a archdruid, she was to summon a forest spirit and give it name and form and bring it into this world.
Where is she now?
She did not succeed at her task. She summoned you up, but drained her own life essence in doing so. And before I could intervene and bring you here, you had wandered off into the woods, and I was left dealing with my daughter as she passed.
What was her name?
Alexandra.
I search inside myself to see if there's any part of Alexander that lives within me.
There is part of what went wrong is she tried to go beyond her own skill and fueled the spell with a little piece of her own soul. So inside of you, apparently it's the part that's the wise ass.
all of the nasty, snarky things that thoughts that in Sephi's head. Part of those come from Alexandra, but she's also part of you. So it's it's a melding of the two.
I try to kind of summon Alexandra's spirit out to talk to the old lady. Give it like the foremost personality, I guess.
Do make a spell attack. Because you're trying to you're channeling
Point.
channeling soul magic without any real experience here.
35.
Okay. The features on your face reshape themselves from Sephi's happy little round face to something a bit more angular. And the tone of your voice changes as you look up at the old lady. See you later.
Yeah.
As you look up at the old lady and address her as mother. It is as if by focusing on this bit of her soul, you've channeled and called her back, almost seance-like. Mother, I'm so sorry. I wanted to make you proud of how quickly I learned and how powerful I've become, and what kind of guardian of the forest I would be. But I had too much pride. I believed I could cut corners, and I paid for it. Please forgive me, Mother. The old lady starts to break down in tears, saying that she never wanted her daughter to go so fast and go so hard and burn herself out like a candle with too great a flame. But apparently she managed to bring into the world this Leshy, who, just by the very smell of her, has been across the planet and back again.
Sephi just kind of nods the head. Doesn't take over, just nods the head. Our head.
Mild interruption. Your cousin showed up.
Yay! Oh, adorable. I see the family resemblance. Yeah, baby. I love it.
Tomato?
Technically, it's more of a teenager than a baby. I've got babies in the other room. They're like that big.
Oh,
Oh.
looking good.
So it's kind of funny when we're talking about Sephi the Leshy, and I look over and Siobhan's just sitting there waiting for my attention. Holding on to her brand new plant.
Holding on to plants.
Yay.
You're great.
That smells like a plant.
Excellent. Enjoy your teenage tomato.
You don't get to eat this one, Thistle.
Yeah, that thistle.
Thistle was chewing on the corn plants that Siobhan is sprouting.
No.
Then started looking at the bean sprouts.
And that was nummy. I bet the bean burns.
Yeah. Alright, so Alexandra's presence starts to fade. She's said those words that she needed to her mother, and her mother said what she needed. So, little Sephi, this makes you my daughter as well. What would you have of me?
I never had a family. I think just that by itself would be nice.
No.
Well then, come. We shall host a feast tonight. And the archdruidess stands up, spreads her hands, and you feel this summons that goes out from her. Almost all that's directed to bring all of the sentient creatures of the forest to her glade. And tonight is a welcoming party for you joining this family.
Lord.
As her daughter, she initiates you into this glade. You know, it's basically a druidish coven kind of thing.
Again.
And into a glade and grove. And you are now have increased power whenever you are within this forest.
Okay.
And all of the good aligned natural spirits and fae are considered your ally.
Ooh.
This also gives you a bonus to interaction with other creatures of those types. So you run into a dryad somewhere else, and they're going to know that you're a fully initiated grove druid.
Kind of druid?
Grove druid. Also, in telling your mother about the island, she recommends that you look to start your own grove. Especially as the Ent has demanded that the southern forest remain pristine.
Steffi just kind of nods slowly. I think I'll do that.
The topic of the Ent comes up, and you mentioned that he's been, looking for others of his kind because he's been lonely.
Mm-hmm.
I think we have at least a few saplings who are here, might be willing to set off to a new place.
You would like that very much.
So during the course of the feast, you're introduced to the 5 Ents that live in the area, 2 of which are quite young, and there is an unmated one, a young female oak, and well, he's commented more than once that he'd like a wife.
I know how that goes. I've been around men before.
Yeah, because that's the key thing on their mind.
Yep. I was like, I really like wife, and you're like, that's cool. And they mentioned it. Oh, okay.
I was just gonna purchase one on the internet because I thought that's how it worked.
Honestly,
I don't know. Can you do Russian mail order grooms?
Oh, I thought we were talking about brides.
Oh, you can have one of those too.
I think it's much easier.
I'm not into sex trafficking, guys.
I
No
mean,
sex.
Only
No
if it's
sex
consensual.
We're only paying to transport someone who they're meeting on a dating site.
Quote unquote.
That's what it is.
Should be.
Sounds like trap.
We do
if they're
trafficking.
Just being
Trafficking means it's against their consent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see? As long as they consent. That's the point.
Consent
I
is
will
your
pay
right.
you to come marry me, and then you can say yes or you can say no.
and it's completely consensual. If that's where it stops.
And if you say no, then
Yeah.
fuck you, I'll pay someone else.
Everyone here is a sex worker. I think we all know what constitutes human trafficking and what does not.
It's like dating.
Consent.
We'll talk for a while, find out that I can't cope with your level of crazy, move to the next one.
Yep.
Can they deal with my level of crazy? Finally, we find one whose crazy matches my crazy, and then I pay for them to come visit.
Yeah.
So,
Like Siobhan mowing in the distance.
that is my house.
She's
So,
like, that's me. I'm the one who matches the crazy.
so they even have a acorn that they gift you. An acorn from a dryad's tree. That if you plant it and take care of it, there's a reasonably good probability that you'll get your very own dryad living on the island.
Nice. Fuck yeah.
Okay.
The Ent's gonna have all kinds of buddies. Be so
No.
social we won't even know what to do.
The things that are
So-
gonna happen to this island.
Mm-hmm.
It's becoming its own complete ecosystem, place for adventures.
Seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, the Adventurers Guild might ask to set up a guild hall here sooner or later.
Heck yeah.
That'd be sick.
Six book.
I mean, you're going to you're going to have to start dealing with the smugglers' caves on the east side of the island.
It's true.
There should
Because
be guards.
apparently, the caves that your Earth Elemental made are more extensive than previously discussed. And while the portals were open, they weren't just open on the surface level. They were also open underground from random places.
Mint.
So
Adventuring to be
you might be putting in bounties with the Adventurers Guild to go map the tunnels and see what kind of things are down there. What else got dredged up from the bottom of the sea?
I think that's probably wise.
As long as it's not the creatures from Trimmers.
Creature from Tremors, y'all go the fuck back home. We don't
I'm
want
leaving.
you.
Just burn it. Just burn the whole, sink the whole island. Fuck that shit. I'm just kidding.
Is this the point where you call in a fire elemental and let him just go scorched earth on the whole place?
If there
The fucking caves.
if there was cockroaches, yes.
Just torch them.
If there was Fallout style cockroaches, like torch it. Fucking, it's not worth it. It's not worth it.
But I put my little acorn in my pocket.
Okay. You now know from whence Sephi came, and
No.
you've been inducted into a grove of druids.
I also want to do. Can I do a special bracelet between me and Mama on the other arm?
Roll a religion check, because these were granted to you by deity. This is a D100 plus whatever your religion bonus is.
Gotta find that shit. I don't have a fancy one made of brass like you do.
Yeah. I've only got one big brass ball.
I got a 57.
That's with your religion bonus?
Yeah, my religion bonus is not much.
Okay. Let's see. Once the Archdruidess is aware of what you're attempting to do, she clasps your hands in hers and adds her prayer to it. And the vine around your wrist reaches around and encircles hers as well, becoming two separate bracelets.
Excellent.
It's slightly different in that the communication is only between you and the Archdruidess. Terrathea.
Terrathea.
Because this is a separate bond that you've formed with her.
Just the two of us.
So, after the feast, those who have decided to come and see your island decide if they want to take up residence, troop back with you to where the gateway opens up.
Also, do a little bed of flowers next to the cottage that was whatever Alexandria's favorite color was. Which I assume I'd know from sharing a soul.
So, salmon-colored lilies start raising up out of the flower bed you've created.
Excellent.
Tatiana, you feel the portal activate and feel Sephi's presence walk through. And then a bunch of other presences walk through behind Sephi.
The leader of a little Fey army.
What the fuck, what the fuck, what the fuck, what the fuck?
If you just keep bringing shit through the portals, that makes you go, what?
What the fuck, what the fuck, what the fuck?
find new
you
friends.
also find that as the priestess of the temple, you can at any time return to that location.
Yeah.
It's not opening a portal, you're just transporting yourself, so long as you're on the same plane.
Let's go as quickly as possible.
That is one less portal that needs to be built. Okay, we got 12 a month. That is one less we need to do.
Full panic
bring
attack.
any-
What
you
are
can't
you
bring
bringing through the door?
And
But
when
you
Stephanie
see-
notices you doing that, she's like, "These are my new friends," and introduces everybody.
You see some ants walk, a couple of very small ants. They're like sapling tree size, and one that's only as tall as a house.
Only as tall as a house.
Bobby, and Dean.
There's a small number of pixies that are sitting in the branches of the ant as they walk through.
The ladies.
What?
And there's one stag-like creature it's called a forest guardian,
Bernard.
who its rack of antlers is massive, but it also has very intelligent eyes.
Has a big rack and intelligent eyes.
Looks like a good coat rack.
Like Molly, big rack and intelligent eyes.
That is exactly a description of me. Wow. Thank you. What?
Oh, we're gonna just head down to the forest and just make it beautiful. And make it beautiful there. Steffi just looks around at all her friends and says that kind of softenly. Make it beautiful.
You responsible and you.
I am now the head archdruidess of this new.
Technically, you have to get some more levels and go through some rituals before you can become an archdruidess.
Steffi's just gonna say it even though she's wrong.
She said, "I'm gonna be."
Later.
I might not be right in this minute, but I'm gonna be. Okay.
So you
Sephi,
direct your friends to troop off to the southwest. They're probably going to be going right past the Goblin Cow Farm.
I'm sure that will be thrilling. I was like, what? Here we thought we were the weirdest thing here.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Oh my goodness.
A penis princess.
dick pic.
Adorable.
Very cute.
But yeah.
So, upon reaching the southern forest, the ent comes to the edge of the woods to greet your strange procession.
New friends, for you. Welcome home.
I did not believe you would accomplish it when you made the promise to keep an eye out for others of my kind. Welcome, young ones. Please, the forest is wide, and at this moment untainted. We have in the center of the forest. There is a deep spring with clear, pure water, and I don't know where the elemental found them, but there is a ring of standing stones that he has erected. While they still need blessing and so forth, it will be a lovely place for us all. I did have to dissuade a couple of enterprising woodsmen who wanted to come and start logging here. Eventually, I'm sure we'll have to let them take some of the wood and deadfalls and so forth. But for now, they can keep their axes off my trees.
Steffi giggles and goes, I don't think that's going to be a problem.
We came to the agreement. They can log the northern forest, but keep themselves out of mine.
Exactly.
I don't mind those who wish to come and peruse, but this is a wild place, and I do not deem to protect everyone who walks through it from bears and other things. It is part of the natural cycle. So, just respect. That is all I'm asking of them. Respect. You could see that he has grown, and his demeanor has changed from when he was one of, 5 trees on the whole island, to now he's the center of an entire forest. The interconnection
has grown.
interconnection has definitely impacted him.
Mm-hmm. Good for him.
Lady Sephi, would you like to come and see this stone circle?
I would, but I get my Chinese food first.
Yes.
Thank you. Look at my food now. We're
No,
back.
no.
So, Lady Tatiana, Lady Kate, is there anything you would like to accomplish on the mainland?
We're getting literally anything and everything that we don't have on our island that we want.
Mm-hmm.
If we didn't
Hiring
get our
beekeepers
Yeah.
and having honey transported to the island.
Mm-hmm. That's what we're doing. We're hustling. We're fucking trying to
Making money move, okay?
yeah.
All
Big
around
money
the island.
moves.
Darwin's
Bang,
hiring
bang.
agent that he's been working through, his cousin, you get a hold of him, and he's now going to be in charge of fulfilling your shopping lists and having all of these things delivered to your warehouse, so that when you open the portal 6 times a month, they can simply carry everything through and have it delivered. There's going to be rumors that pop up that you must found some underground dungeon tunnels under the city, and that you're building up a keep or something underneath. So wild rumors persist for a while, until eventually one of the workmen gets drunk and spills the beans that actually no, there's a portal there.
Let's go find a person who spilled the beans. No, I'm sorry there was a child that was abducted. I don't need to know that.
At least it didn't go off across all of our things, because if Colorado and Louisiana and Texas all of a sudden they're getting alerts, that's bad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Would be.
Swap the children being abducted at that point.
Yep.
I have those
So-
alerts turned off on my phone. I don't even care.
It turns out to be simply one of the workmen that were hired to schlep the stuff through the portal. He went and got drunk, talked to somebody, and so this new rumor about where all these things that are being delivered to this warehouse are going is starting to spread.
Have you checked your butthole? Skeet up, butthole. That's where the things are going to.
While you're there, a representative of the king eventually shows up at your warehouse with an invitation for any of the ladies and lord to have dinner with him at the palace.
Okay.
The dinner turns out to be a small affair, only with him and a couple of his advisors. And once they get to dinner, he broaches the subject. So, the story has been, and my mages have confirmed, there's now a dormant portal sitting inside of your warehouse.
Which there might be.
I will not speak without my lawyer present. I can neither agree nor disagree with your current statement. May I ask why you are asking?
Well, it is in my kingdom, and you are technically my subjects still. He's trying his best to be regal and yet friendly, approachable for a 15-year-old boy.
Well, we have multiple different means of transporting our goods from our establishments here on the mainland to our island.
Do you still hold yourself to be my my citizens, to be my nobles, to be my vassals?
I
Or
mean,
do you and your island, which I have reports is greatly expanded from when the since when the writ was executed, but that does appear to be your doing, and you did it without bringing the kingdom into war, so I can't fault you for that.
well, I can say that we are on your side, and certainly not an opposing side of yours at any point in time.
The key problem here is if I have someone regularly opening portals into my kingdom who's not part of my kingdom, then we would have to station a garrison around it and charge taxes for import and export and all sorts of things like that.
Well, we certainly have no intention of operating under any kingdom other than yours.
I will take that as a confirmation. And
Tatiana's just trying to make sure that they're, like, not gonna get in trouble for doing what they're doing, so she's trying to, like, be like, hey, we're not really doing anything wrong, like, we're on your side, we're cool, like...
his only concern is if there's a portal into his lands under control of somebody else, if they can, start marching in armies and shit like that.
Well, that absolutely will not happen, and I would reassure him that there will not be any armies marching through any portals. Or ships. Or or by air. Whatever ways that we use to move our merchandise.
The other concern, of course, is technically smuggling. Anything that's coming in from another country is subject to taxes. And so, of course, he needs to get his taxes as opposed to losing it. So,
you know what I do? So, right, because we have our cool island and we have all, like, this cool stuff on our island, we bring interesting and different things that, like, the king may not be able to easily get his hands on whenever. And so every time we come in town and we, like, do our business, it's kind of like a bribe. So it's our form of, like, paying taxes without just giving him money. We just, like, bring him really cool, crazy gifts and, like, hang out. And then when he comes to our island, if he ever does, we throw him these big soirees and we get him, like, the women he wants, or men, or both, or hermaphrodites, or whatever he's into. Whatever gender, race, it doesn't matter. You get whoever, whatever you want. That is, and consenting, and and that's what we don't. I don't really say that, but, like, I just bring out something. I don't know what I have on me. I can roll for something to fit. I bring out, like, a gift.
Our original agreement was that you were going to pay this much amount of taxes. Your lands have increased, and the value of them has increased. Also, the importance of your lands to the kingdom has increased. My offer to you is going to be an increase in the taxes, but also an agreement that in the event of a war situation, we will be able to use the island to stage and move troops. Actually, no, if we're forced into war and you have the ability to open portals, which is not a common thing in your world. They are really high opening portals is really high magic, especially any kind of stable portal. So, basically, for the service of being able to transport through your lands in the event of emergencies, I will foot the cost of your entire guard detachment.
I think that's a good deal.
They will still be under your command, but as my vassals, if I call upon you, I'm still going to need your aid.
I agree.
Excellent.
The most generous proposal.
So, your military just got bolstered. You will now have an additional 50% of troops, and you're not paying them.
Yay.
Or
I mean, our island is only physically getting bigger, so that's good.
The king does say that they will dispatch 2 military vessels to be at the service of your island. 1 heavy frigate and 1 scout ship that's going to be tasked with patrolling the area. So you now not only have a ground force, you now have a small-ass navy.
Woo woo. Alright. Under the condition, sir, that you understand that we also made an agreement with the Kelpies, and the Kelpies are allowed to keep their lagoon, and we don't bother them, and they don't bother us.
You have that one small agreement with the Kelpies.
so long as you are taking responsibility for their actions, and if they become a problem, you're the one dealing with it, I have no problem with this whatsoever.
I'm sure they feel the same way. If you become a problem, I'll be dealing with you also. So, make sure you leave them Kelpies
Are you
alone.
actually going to say that to the king? In front of his advisors and guards?
Maybe. Do I want to? Yeah, absolutely. Would I say something along the line? Maybe. I don't know.
It could be taken as a threat.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not really trying to threaten him, but I kind of am. Like, you're gonna come up in my island. You can stay there and you can hang out
we'll
there.
go with the you didn't say that part so that we don't go into a battle scene.
Whoa.
And then you see the rigid back that the young teenage king has been using kind of relaxes. Okay. All that shit's done with. He actually says shit. Now, tell me about your adventures. I don't get to go anywhere, but I've heard word about a civil war in Osiris that you guys had something to do with, and
Yes.
tell me everything. At this point, he's kind of going back to being that teenage boy who wants to hear the cool stories, and most of the other people, having been raised as part of the nobility, they all have stiff backs and, not going to.
Some tight assholes.
Yeah, they're all maneuvering for themselves, and often less than honest. So, like last time, he really enjoys getting to talk to you as just people. At this point, his advisors leave, though the guards stay because, they're always there.
Mm-hmm.
All of the important political business has been handled.
Yeah.
Tatiana, you do also catch the king staring at your tits.
Good for him.
He's 15. He's discovered the importance of tits.
You're a child. Don't look at me.
Hold wine glass right here.
He doesn't do anything inappropriate, but, there's, the occasional
can't.
glance.
There's a linger.
There is no
Aware of their existence.
gap.
Be aware of their existence.
No.
When you tell him about the island of resort, he's very interested in that.
I'll bet he is.
Would you be interested in another deal? I would like to invest in your this hot springs resort you're building. I'll put up all the money for the construction, and I want 10% of the profits, and to be able to book rooms for myself and my retinue.
I think that seems more than reasonable. 10% isn't much.
You can have the biggest, most massive suite for you and your friends to stay.
Excellent. Given what you've described, and if the nobles could, and the others who wish to pay for this extravagant adventure to come to your island, if they could come via your portal and didn't have to go for a long sail, the profits on that would be extreme.
I'm sure we could make a role-playing game out of this. Thought Tiana says that. About blindfolding and manipulating these people into these secret holes. Meh, 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 meh.
Don't get to know about the portals, but they'll get there without having to spend
They
a
don't.
ton of time getting there.
Yeah, we'll get them there, but I don't need everybody knowing where my portals are.
Yeah, it could just be a fun game where they get blindfolded. Maybe spanked a couple times. You know, if they're into that.
That's right.
Well, you could
Run
also,
around a little.
You could have, your once a month departure date to go to the resort, and you just open a portal in the palace.
That's fair.
Once a month, open that one.
Yeah.
And then if you want to go home, you'll have to leave by boat, because we're not opening up a portal for you.
Until the next
Not
month.
until next month.
Yep.
Yeah, you can stay here for a month, but if you want to go home early,
Mhm.
go somewhere else. Take a boat. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Swim. Don't care. Get eaten by a kelpie. Your
Yep.
fault.
Good luck.
Don't go in that lagoon. just don't go there.
Yeah, probably a good discussion to have with the Earth Elemental about where to put the resort island, not near the Kelpies.
Total opposite direction, please.
Yeah.
Exactly. That
So-
north down away from the lagoon.
Through your negotiations with the king, you have secured the future of your island.
Woohoo.
It has its commerce, its connection to the kingdom, its protection. If you're attacked, being a part of the kingdom, you'll be defended by the kingdom as quickly as they can get there.
If we get attacked, then those people are dumb as fuck.
For real though.
Dumb as
Stupid
fuck,
now.
or there's
Or
always
ignorant.
a case of other people who are powerful trying to pull shit too.
Oh yeah, they'd be like, I should have that island. And then the entire force of the country would attack them. And that's why I said they're stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Or
There's
just
easier things to take besides the King's Resort Island.
or they genuinely don't know who they're fucking with.
Yeah, I'm like, wow, way to be stupid. Here's your Darwin Award, you've earned it.
Well, between the fact that you're part of the kingdom, and the Pharaoh of Osiris owes you a personal debt.
Yeah.
The two biggest navies that are closest to you are both on your side.
Again, here's your Darwin Award, you've earned it. For attacking our fucking island.
It's why they built that fort originally. They felt it was a good strategic position. It was just a pain in the ass to hold and to man and to supply.
Yo.
But we did it.
Yeah, we did.
Woohoo.
Not anymore.
Kate, is there anything you want to accomplish before we wrap up?
Nah, man, I know where I came from. I know where I'm going. I got my life together.
Is there any part of the
Yeah.
island you want to be specifically in charge of?
Nah, I just want to be able to, like, run shit every once in a
Excellent.
while.
Visit, hey.
Being the fact that you come from the working class, the miners and the sea folk the longshoremen, the shipwrights, they all feel like they can connect with you, and it makes it really easy for them to feel like they're heard.
Yeah, I probably like unionize.
Just
You're-
unionize, you know?
Given the fact that you are the management that they would be unionizing against, as a different position.
I mean, you know, take matters into your own hands. Make your own unions.
So basically, the concept of a guild is is the earliest idea of a union. By
Okay.
bringing everyone together into a union, they had power to negotiate things with other businesses. It didn't so much help the low man on the totem pole versus boss man, but it did give, you know, the Guild of Carpenters say in the city and the way things would work.
Heck yeah.
So they had rights and privileges, and the farmers outside. Given the fact that the way you guys have described running your island, it's definitely much more. Let's do all of this for mutual benefit.
Yeah.
So long as you guys are in charge and keep running it that way, your citizenry is probably.
Plan.
Everybody
Wow.
wins.
Let's see. I think that covers everything we wanted to wrap up.
Yeah, Sephi runs the temple in the forest. If we ever do a side tangent again, it could be Sephi resurrecting the temple that the Earth Elemental ever dug up.
Mm-hmm. The circle of standing stones you're talking about.
Yep.
So yeah, you could bless those and make that your local grove.
I would like to do that. If that's what says like where Sephi ends up is blesses the stones, and that's where Sephi lives. Is the grove on the island.
Okay. Tatiana's going to live out of the fortress, I'm sure.
Living her
shit.
best life. The
Out of
fanciest.
out of the fortress, or she's got her own room at the brothel.
You find Tatiana one of two places.
You find me wherever you find me. You never know where it may be.
Adventurers turn nobles. You could find them in the tavern, or
Most
over at the blacksmith trying their hand at the forge.
most times you'll find me in our fortress with all of our super fancy, amazing things, living my most luxurious life in our hot tub jacuzzi area with different creatures of all genders and species every night, and watching them fornicate as I drink my wine in the corner. My mead.
Ultimate voyeur fantasy.
Ultimate voyeur fantasy. Just sitting there, just enjoying the view.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah.
Someone feeding me the grapes off of the thing, and the cheeses.
So have you decided to just write off a car? You're just not going to date him anymore.
The long distance has been hard, and we're unsure as to where our relationship will progress.
Well, I'm sure that he could get permission from the Pharaoh to come and have an extended visit with you.
I believe there is a high possibility that will happen, especially if we have our adult night.
Oh, I'm like, you're not fornicating with anybody. Like, he doesn't have any right to be upset. You're just watching everyone else fornicate.
Yeah, I'm not doing nothing. Just enjoying the show.
And it's not like you guys have had any kind of exclusive agreement.
We did not.
And he knows what kind of a horny little thing you are.
Quote unquote.
Yep.
Pervy, maybe not necessarily horny. Pervy.
Right.
Okay.
All right. I guess this is where we shall wrap up our campaign until we pick it up again.
Fabulous.
Yeah. It's been wonderful playing with you guys. Literally, like when we were talking about the cow field, I almost teared up. I was like, oh,
I know.
my friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, It's honestly really crazy that we have been doing this for...
Like, over a year.
No, dude, almost 2 years. Because it was like June or July 2 years ago that we started this campaign. We've been going that fucking long. Like, we've been killing it. We have done so much and explored, done so much. It is absolutely amazing. If somebody recorded all of this and made it into like an animated TV show, it would be amazing. I think that we have done so much cool shit.
Definitely.
Yeah. By the way, I'm putting it out there. Somebody can script this. Just make sure you pay us a little bit. You know, like we deserve some money for you stealing our storyline.
Royalties as the king has to pay.
Yeah.
For our resort.
Exactly.
Right.
So, thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully, we will be back every once in a while with some super specialty streams like the holiday stuff that we've done and the swimsuit episode, the beach episode, all that kind of cool fun stuff. Also, we're going to discuss doing some adult sessions for you guys. You must be 18 and up to join the websites that we will be streaming on, because it will not be on any of the sites that we are on currently, and they will all be paid sites as well, so be prepared for that. Hopefully you guys stick around. You know that if you follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, you should be getting notifications of when I'm going to be live, when we're going to be playing these games, who I'm playing with, and all that fun stuff. So hopefully you guys tune in, hang out, and thank you guys for coming, hanging out for us for our last night. We'll catch you later.